What's up people, how are you doing? My name is Dani and welcome to this new speed build. Yeah, you heard me, it's another speed build, not a renovation. I've really been into building lately and I think one of the reasons is, well, it's obvious, it's because I got a couple new packs. There's still a lot of stuff from those packs that I haven't tried yet, so that is basically the main purpose of these speed builds. Also, so far I've been careful not to mix the packs because I think it makes it easier for anyone interested in downloading my houses from the gallery, but this time I used 3 different packs. I used the Cats and Dogs expansion, My First Pet stuff, and the Desert Luxe kit. I wanted to use the romantic garden stuff too, but the items in that pack don't really go with the style of the house. There were only 1 or 2 items that I felt I could use here, so I thought it wasn't really worth it. I will save that one for another speed build. Actually, I've wanted to renovate Magnolia Blossom Park for a while now, so who knows, maybe I will use it there. Now, the other reason I've been so into building lately is because of this group I joined on Facebook. It's a group entirely dedicated to Sims 4 builds, where you can share your builds and your inspirations, ask for tips and advice, and even make requests for specific builds if you don't feel like doing it yourself. I will leave the link to the group in the description in case you are interested. It's a really nice group, you're gonna love it. So I've been part of it pretty much since the beginning of this channel. I've shared some of my builds there. I've even built the shell of a house to answer a request once. Like, someone wanted a base game modern house and I was like, oh my god, a base game house? I'm an expert on those! It's my time to shine, finally! Yay! But other than that, I've mostly just stared at screenshots of other people's amazing builds and then cried in the corner because I suck compared to them. However, more recently, the pictures of real houses some members of the group shared got me really inspired to replicate those houses in The Sims, and this build is just one of them. Someone, I'm not gonna say their name for privacy reasons, but someone there shared a picture of a floor plan and this build is heavily inspired by it. Actually, at first, the floor plan was exactly the same, but there were a couple details I was not vibing with. Also, I kinda have a theme for the houses I build in this neighborhood. If you pay attention, you can see that the houses nearby all look very similar, and the original picture shared in the group was very far off that theme. So naturally, I had to make some adjustments. I mean, I could also just build this house in another neighborhood, but I really wanted to fill the spot left empty by the asylum. If you watch my Let's Play videos, you probably noticed that this is the lot where the asylum for my asylum challenge used to exist. I completed the challenge a while ago, I had no more use for the asylum, so I decided to get rid of it. I did it with style though, I didn't just bulldoze the lot, oh no, that would have been too easy and boring, so instead, I had the last patient leaving the asylum, who happens to be the ghost of a sim killed by fire, burn the asylum down. I wanted to say it was really fun to watch, but in reality, it was actually quite sad. I mean, it was not even my first time watching the asylum burn. That asylum had been burning since episode 1. But still, the very first video here on the channel was the speed build of the asylum, you know? So it was sad watching it disappear. Speaking of that, did you know that debug objects don't burn? I mean, they catch on fire, like every other object, but they don't turn into a pile of ash. The fire will just move on to the next object and leave the previous one intact. It was kinda disappointing, I'm not gonna lie. Anyway, what else can I say about the house? Well, it's not a big house, but it still has 3 bedrooms. And I'm pretty sure this is the first time I build a house from scratch with that many bedrooms. I mean, here on the channel. I have built houses with more bedrooms before, of course, but those were houses that I built over time. I would start small and then expand the house bit by bit. I also kinda had the opportunity to make more bedrooms in a lot of my previous builds and renovations, but for some reason, I always end up building an office, a gym, or something like that instead. Anyway, what I mean is that I've wanted to build a house with more than 2 bedrooms for a while now, and when I saw the picture of this floor plan, I was like, yup, this is it, it's my cue, let's do it. So one of the bedrooms only has space for a single bed, so I turned it into a child's bedroom, but the other two have space for double beds, so that's what I did. I started regretting it at some point though, when I noticed that I didn't have the space for a desk and a computer in that gray and pink bedroom. But then I was like, who uses computers nowadays anyway? Like, except for gaming and some works that need more machine power, most people just use their phones for everything. So I placed a tablet in there, and now I'm hoping that the teenage girl I imagine occupying that room won't throw a fit because her little brother or sister has a computer and she doesn't. Oh, and another thing. That thing I did with the kitchen cabinets in the master bedroom, it's not my idea. I saw it in a short video by Dr. Ashley. I thought it was insanely cool and decided to try it myself. I feel my take on her idea looks a bit silly, even if the only real difference are the color swatches, but, well, I will get there one day, I think. I hope. I feel I also need to apologize about that kitchen. Like, I have to be honest with you, I feel very uninspired to furnish and decorate kitchens lately. Possibly because that was the only section that got no new objects. Like, I got 3 new packs. Cats and Dogs even has new stuff for bathrooms, but 0 new objects for kitchens. I mean, okay, it's not entirely true. It has those little cabinets with fancy plates, but I also would have liked a new stove or a new fridge. Or just some clutter objects, you know? I won't even ask for new counters because I know those are trickier to make with all the different pieces and stuff, but I mean, if the pack comes with a new toilet and a new bathtub, I'm pretty sure it could also have a new fridge. Just saying. Anyway, I think the only thing left to talk about is the landscape. I tried to do something different with the backyard this time. Instead of just throwing some trees and bushes in there, I tried to do something more organized. But as you will see, I still have a long way to go before I can pull it off. But I will keep on trying. I will get there one day, I promise. Just have a little faith and patience with me, okay? I've been talking for a while, so it's probably time for me to shut up. I mean, right before I started recording this voiceover, I read a comment from Ari. Sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong, and sorry I didn't answer your comment yet. I will do it as soon as I finish this, I promise. But they basically said that they actually like when I get sidetracked and would like for me to talk until the end of the videos. So, does that mean I have permission to talk about random stuff in the speed build videos? I know some other YouTubers do that, but I've been keeping myself in check about that because once I start telling a story, I will connect it with another story, and then another one, and if no one stops me, I won't shut up anymore, basically. It's the writer in me, okay? I cannot help it. Telling stories is my true passion. It's also possibly one of the reasons I like to play Sims so much. The Sims is such a fun and out-of-the-ordinary way of telling stories. I don't even mind when the Sims mess up the story I'm trying to tell. I love that, actually. I like the chaos, and I love the challenge of having to rearrange the story to fit the new events. I mean, you probably noticed all of that already by the number of times I ended up gossiping about my Sims lives during voiceovers and how I do nothing to stop them from ruining their own lives. Anyway, all of this to say that, yeah, I might give it a try and talk for the whole video next time, even if it's not specifically about the build. I won't promise it will be interesting. I will need some time to get used to it and work on my time management. That's very important too. Otherwise, I will end up doing a 30-minute voiceover for a 15-minute video. But yeah, I hope I won't bore you too much. You can always complain in the comments. I mean, it's fine. I'm used to it. Okay, but now I really need to go. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button, comment, and subscribe because I'll be back in a couple days and you don't want to miss a thing. Trust me. See you then.